and welcome to episode 2 of the Squadcast, the official podcast of Glasgow Warriors, available on all good streaming platforms everywhere, which you already know because you're already listening to it. My name's Craig Wright, and thank you to everybody who has listened to our first episode so far and sent in their respective feedback. You know who you are. Your reviews are welcome, apart from the ones that aren't. I'm joined once again by Mr. Murphy Walker, who has graduated from guest to co-host for this episode. Murphy, how are you?
I'm really good, thanks, Craig. How are you?
I'm not too bad. How's your week been so far?
Pretty good. Tough couple of days so far. But yeah, looking forward to the weekend.
I will admire the fact that you, again, it doesn't translate well to radio, but you're sat here in a vest at the end of September in Glasgow, which is a bold fashion statement and a bold choice. Do you have anything to say to the listeners about that, or are you just going
to... just a gym outfit. Just a gym outfit for today. Also, the other clothes are in the wash, so last resort.
I think that's the thing that a lot of people probably relate to. Anyway. We should probably introduce our third member in the room at the moment.
Yep.
He is the man that was described as the person that Murphy would share good news with first. So we'll see how he reacts to that, given some of the banter flying around the place before we started recording. It's Mr. Ollie Smith. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. It's good to be here, joined by Murphy, best friend in the world.
It is probably just as well that the listeners can't see the expression on Murphy's face and also how Ollie's currently wearing his hoodie, because that's an interesting look that you've got going on over there, Ollie. But first of all, congratulations are in order given your Scotland debut over the summer.
Thank you very much.
Thoroughly well deserved. I speak on behalf of 99.9% of the fans and the 0.1% we don't talk about.
That was my
dad. How's it been coming back into Scotland as a fully fledged Scotland international?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I had a bit of rehab to do after coming back from the summer, which has been pretty boring, but I've had another good friend, Ross Thompson, in the boat with me, so we've been doing all our rehab together. So finally back fit, which is good. Can't wait to get stuck into the season.
Well, you've preempted my next question, which was how's the rehab going? So back fit and firing, ready for this weekend?
Yeah, it's completed. We smashed it, me and Ross. So yeah, back playing this weekend. Just excited to get any minutes.
A nice Bronco result.
Yep, new Bronco PB.
Go.
Get the physios some bonuses for the end of season. So
what is your Bronco PB?
My Bronco PB was 4:37, and then Ross did his, and he got 4:34, but he cheated. So,
jealousy.
We'll get Ross on in a future episode to respond to that allegation.
Yeah.
But I suppose the best place to start is to introduce yourself and reintroduce the listeners as to what the Squadcast is all about. In front of us, in front of Murphy at the minute, is the Glasgow Warriors Squadcast hat. It's the sub hat this week, otherwise known as the winter version. It's the woolly pom-pom hat, available on all good Scottish rugby stores, especially the one on Queen Street. Little plug there. In that hat, there are a bunch of scenarios written on scraps of paper. They are all about your Glasgow Warriors teammates. Your job, Ollie, is to entertain the listeners and make sure that we do not have a drop-off at any point in the episode.
Okay.
Do you think you can do that?
I can do that.
Murphy, do you think you can do that?
Yes, I definitely can.
I really wasn't sure which way that was going to go.
I've done it already, so...
I reckon you guys should introduce this podcast as like a brother podcast. You guys look the same. For the listeners, you obviously can't see us right now.
You're just saying that.
For the listeners,
for
you
what
can't
we said
see
at
us
lunch
right
last
now.
week.
But Murphy and Craig look like brothers. So they could...
Apparently.
And now they're co-hosts, so they can
We're
present
just
this
so
like a
good
brother
looking, that's
podcast.
why.
The broadcast.
The broadcast. We'll keep it the Squadcast for now.
I'm actually
This will be the last time Ollie's on here.
Yeah,
so.
broadcast a spinner.
I did have some feedback on the title, and basically they said it was the Love Island After Sun
The
spin-off.
Bro-pod.
There we
So
go.
we
The
can bear
Warriors
that in
After
mind.
Sun.
Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. Ollie,
Let's
would
get
you
on to
like
the
to
hat.
pick your first scenario out of the hat?
Rod Stewart special. There we go.
Which teammate have you known the longest? Where plus when did you meet? See, I don't know who I've known the longest. Now, some of the boys I played 16s with, probably.
Okay.
So like Rufus, Darge, we did 16s together.
Gregor?
Nah, Gregor's too young. But last, I'm trying to think of players I played with when I was a kid. When Rob McCallum was here, we've been playing each other since we were like P3. So that's who I'd known the longest, but obviously he's not here anymore. So I'd say Rufus and Darge, I met them when we were 15, so what's that, 2016, early 2016, 2015 we met.
Are they still the same characters as they were back then? Or
Yeah, Darge is Darge, and he doesn't change. And he's never changed. But yeah, they're the same. That we didn't really speak much because we were in different teams.
was it also that you didn't want to get involved with the intricacies of a back rower? Or
Yeah, probably.
Probably another one.
Dodge is scary
Dodge was a
looking.
weird, scary looking
Yeah,
boy.
Dodge. The first couple of times you see Dodge, you're scared of him.
Version 1 of Dodge is when he had his bald,
Yeah,
near
Dodge.
bald
He used to
haircut.
have like real short hair, looked like kind of like a
He
maniac.
didn't look anything like he did now. Now he looks approachable and like a nice guy, whereas when he was younger, he looked like
Yeah.
some thug.
He does, yeah.
Genuinely.
And he's from the borders.
Yeah.
So even worse. Double down, you know.
We apologise to any listeners that we have currently listening from the borders.
Yeah, sorry.
Ollie does not speak on behalf of the entire Glasgow Warriors. Please come to our
Essex
games.
isn't any better. But
I mean, we say who goes back the longest, but you two got a fair amount of history as well. If I'm
See, we
correct.
don't. We only met in 5th year.
we've probably spent,
The
In terms
most
of-
time together, yeah.
yeah. Or actually, yeah, probably spent the most time together. But the one I've known the longest was Gus Fraser.
Yeah.
I've played with him when I was in primary 4 all the way up until seniors, and then obviously played at Stirling together. Now went to the academy with him together, and now we're here. I lived with him for about 2 years as well. So Gus would probably be the one that I've known the longest.
The same question to you in that case. Is he
Yeah.
the same now as he was back then, or is professional
Well,
contract
actually, he started out as our scrum half at Dundee Eagles, and now he's turned into a hooker. So I think he went down the same route as me and got too addicted to the chocolate biscuits. So
it's easily done, to be fair.
yeah,
Any biscuits in particular?
See, even more like brothers.
Jaffa cakes.
Don't know about
I was-
biscuits.
I'm Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, I once asked Murphy, what do you reckon like a healthy snack would be?
Wait,
And Murphy said, I usually have Jaffa cakes.
no.
That's my healthy
So
snack.
this
I've
was
got witnesses.
this
for
was
that.
ages ago.
Get Gregor Brown on
This
here.
must
He
have
was
been this was ages ago, and it was purely because on some social media platforms, I saw a said rugby team with Jaffa cakes after they had gym, and I was like, oh, nice. They're having Jaffa cakes. I can have Jaffa cakes.
Yeah.
But I've always liked
Quite
Jaffa
right.
cakes since I was a young kid. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot lot of biscuits that I like. So also Jaffa cake or biscuit, who knows?
It is a cake.
I always have them in the biscuit cupboard.
Not have a boring story, but
I
I'm
like
not gonna
the
say it.
implication there that you also have a cake cupboard.
Well, no, I don't personally. The family house has got a little.
Yeah, the family.
Yeah, they've got a little.
Neil.
Yeah.
I think we'll move on now before this devolves into a biscuit or cake chat.
It's-
Just a
it's
chat I'm
cake-
very
it's
much
a
up
cake
for.
for tax reasons. I know that.
Okay. Thanks, Ollie.
And on that note.
What a way to make it boring.
All right, Murphy, would you like to pick our second scenario out?
I will do. Give it a wee mix. Right. Ollie Smith.
Yes.
Who is the teammate that always has the squad's back?
In what sense?
Take it however you want it.
Okay.
Somebody gets in trouble or somebody
See,
doesn't play well. At the
I feel
weekend.
like it's always a safe answer. Is Ryan Wilson? If something happens on the pitch, you know, Wilson's
Yeah.
always in there. I'm trying to think who else.
Has anybody ever had your back in a game, Ollie?
No, especially not Ross Thompson.
No, he's terrible.
Cowards
Away from everything.
Yeah, true.
I'd like to find out that this was the guy that you named would rescue you from a desert island.
Yeah.
Kidnapping party. So you
Well,
get
no,
it.
I said he
You've
was
got no
intellectual.
spine. You've got
He'd
no
have
spine.
He'd have a thought about it, but I didn't say he'd be able to execute it.
I don't know. I think the correct answer is everyone's got everyone's back at this club. You know, I'd say that.
That's a very honourable answer, but in the interests of elaborating on this answer, tell us more about Ryan Wilson having everybody's back.
Nah, I'd say the obvious answer is probably Wilson.
Or I reckon Steno as well. Steno's.
Nice because he's captain.
Nah, I reckon
He doesn't pick the team.
Franco's got everybody's back here.
This is Franco that you invited for a round of golf last week as well.
Yeah. Anything to get a game, please, Franco.
Have you had that round of golf yet?
Nope.
No, still waiting.
Never will.
Still waiting. Just rewind on the comment about Steno as well. Obviously club captain this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us a bit of an insight into what sort of a leader he is in and around the squad. We obviously see him on a game day and around all the the activations around Scots and around the Warriors. But
Yeah.
what sort of a leader is Steno within the squad?
I mean, there's different types of leaders you get in sport in general, and I think Steno's the one that kind of leads by example. But he's also very good with the way he talks and speaks to boys But the way he leads by example, I think, is one of the main reasons he was picked. I think especially 2 years ago when we had our rehab group, you could tell that he was always going to be a part of the leadership group and go on to better things and being a captain. He's just, he's good. He's very professional, probably one of the most professional boys at the club, always doing extras, always the one leading the standards on either, whether it be gym or out on the pitch or rehab. He's always doing extras, and you can tell as well because it translates onto the pitch and he plays well. So that'd be the main reason why I reckon Steno's a class captain.
That's a good answer.
Ollie, you've obviously played in the back three with him a few times as well. Murphy says it translates out on the pitch. How easy is it to play alongside him?
Very easy. I think Steno's a very knowledgeable rugby player. He's got a lot of experience from obviously playing in South Africa and then playing sevens and then coming to Glasgow, and obviously the caps he's got for Scotland now. He knows what he's talking about, and like Murph says, I think he's one of those people, when he speaks, people listen, which is obviously a massive thing to have if somebody's a captain. People are going to sort of listen to what he says, do what he says, and know that it's not just all sort of white noise when he's saying he's going to actually do what he's saying he's going to back up. So he's a very fitting choice as captain, in my opinion.
In Steno, we trust.
We do trust.
We do.
Right, I'll pick the next one out, shall I? What are we going with?
Give it a mix.
Give it a mix. Okay, here we go. So who has the best nickname in the squad? And if you know where it came from, please tell us.
I'm going to have to think about that one.
Fat Beast G.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
So that would be
George Turner.
And that came from...
I don't know.
He called himself Fat Beast.
Yeah.
He used to be known as Beast G,
Beast G.
just because he's
yeah.
beast at rugby and he's an absolute animal.
So people call him G, and they're like Beast G.
Yeah, it's
so
slowly
fat
growing
Beast G.
legs and arms as well.
That's a good one. Fat
over the
Beast G.
season. Fat Beast
Who's
G's good.
Chucky,
Suave.
Chucky the intern. Who?
Suave.
Suave. Yeah. Richie
Richie
Gray.
Gray. Just because he's suave.
Suave gentleman of the club.
Yep.
Ruthless.
Ruthless.
RT10.
Yep.
Rewind a minute. Who is Ruthless?
Take a guess.
Is that okay?
Ruthless.
Nothing to
remember how that
do
came
with
No, it just sounds like it.
anything. It just, yeah.
I think that was one of the Horns. George Horn, maybe? In a unit session last year, just called him Ruthless.
Yeah.
Because Roof.
Sounds close enough.
Ruthless, yeah. What's a good Peanut? Walter.
Okay.
He's called Walter and Walnut. He was called Walnut for a bit, and then people just got a Peanut, and it's stuck. So it's called Peanut. That's a good one.
I really want to know who came up with that one because that's questionable.
Is it Cole or?
I think it was
Sealy?
Cole was calling him Peanut, yeah.
Okay. We need to get him on to defend himself at some point.
Stuck, yeah. Peanut.
Try to go around. I'm in my head.
I'm just
going.
I'm going through the list.
I'm trying to go through the change room. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, there's 101 nicknames.
The Wombat.
Wombat, yeah, that's a good one.
Wombat's
Jamie
pretty-
Batty.
Yeah.
He's made a bit of a brand himself out of that one, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a...
Trying to remember.
Either of you got them?
Smithers is probably
Smithers.
the most used
Sometimes,
Is that just from your surname or are you a Simpsons character in
No.
disguise?
but then, like, Matt Smith was Smithers.
for you. Yeah, Matt Smith was a good one.
I had one in my head there. Parched. For any listeners who've listened to the Peter Crouch podcast, they'll know what parched means. That's I don't know if I might not tell you.
Okay.
I might not tell you. You can start a poll. You can ask the listeners if anyone's seen the Peter Crouch podcast. They can try and figure out who Parched is.
Okay, so they can finish listening to our podcast. Then
Parched.
go and listen to Peter
I'll,
Crouch's.
I'll explain Parched,
Please do.
but I won't tell you who. Parched basically is a player that when everyone, like a session's finished or someone's going to get water, this certain individual will go and speak to the coaches and always stand there, always be last to just be chatting to the coaches about something, you know. Smart trainer he is. And then he gets put under the wing and, you know, he can... So you
Okay.
you figure that out for yourself. But there's a Parched in the squad, yeah.
Well, depends how much time we've got to edit this, but I'll try and put some like Agatha Christie style music over the background.
Yeah.
To
So
Mystic Detective.
you can do it over the whole series. See if anyone comes up with Parched.
Stay tuned for episode 3.
Stay tuned, yeah.
Try to think of anybody else with a decent nickname. I'm sure after this
There's
is done,
loads,
we'll
yeah.
remember some of the good ones.
Big Red.
Big Red, G
David
Reg.
We'll come back to We'll come back to this on social media, and we may follow up in a future podcast.
Domingo Diego.
Yeah, Diego. Or Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, because Domingo is Sunday.
All right. And on that note,
So boring.
end of the week, end of the nicknames chat.
Yeah, nice. Moving on.
Ollie.
Are we going to another one? Oh, awesome. Oh, the day gets better and better. I thought we were finished there.
Oh.
Right. What teammate would you want to be for a day and why?
Now, this could go in several different directions.
Depends what you're after in life.
Yeah, well, that's the why.
So what you're after in life.
I would want to be Domingo Miotti
Why?
because he's such a handsome guy. Who would I want to be for a day?
want to be for
I reckon I would want to be. See, there's so many. I would want to be Ross Thompson because that man,
No, you won't.
he just has like this switch. If it's like, if you get home from training and you've got to do something, you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Ross is like, I'll do it now. He does it. He's uni in that.
That's because he spent 4 years.
He's about to
Turning from-
graduate with a law degree, with a 2-1 from a law degree. Spoiler. And he's been a full-time rugby player for the last 2 years. That's impressive.
That is impressive, to be fair.
So
To be a full-time rugby player and also
do a
recent
law
Scotland
degree.
International.
Scotland International
And
played
a
pretty
lawyer.
much every game last season.
Yeah.
So he's away on the weekends.
But Ross is born, so.
Nah, Ross is not boring. You just don't come out with us, Ross. Ross is a fun guy. We're looking forward to getting him back after he's finished his uni degree. But yeah, I'd be Ross for the day. Maybe Jamie Dobie. That man's good at everything. Good at golf, tennis. God, I love the boys.
You sound like you absolutely hate his guts at the minute, to be fair, from that.
Jamie,
Not just from he's good at everything.
he's good at everything.
That's
Jealousy,
jealousy.
you know. Who would you want to be, Murphy?
I don't know. So who's got the lower skin folds in the squad?
Jamie Dobie again.
No, who would I want to be? See, I was trying to think.
Sander.
I was sitting there thinking to myself, if it's tough because there's a lot of experienced boys, should I say, that you'd want to experience some of the things they get to experience, but at the same time, you know, they go home and they've got a busy life with kids and that, and yeah, that's not for me just now.
No,
Um,
you want to experience the experiences.
yeah, exactly. Pricey, I reckon he's got a decent wee life to him. He's he's got his
Good
fingers
waffle.
in pies and yeah.
Good waffle. Next question.
Next
Another?
question.
We got another question?
We got one more.
Let's go, Murphy.
finish us
Come
off.
on, get in there. Get stuck in,
We've
dude.
got one. Oh, it's a big one. Your company has just launched a new product. One of your teammates has to be the face of the launch. Who are you choosing and what is your product?
I don't want to say any of my ideas
In case
until I don't, because
somebody...
I've not got the patent yet.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to look for a side hustle. If anyone's got any side hustles, hit me up. Trying to
Right,
make
well,
some money.
tell us what your product is.
Ollie
Hurry
Smith's
up.
email address is ollie.smith at.
Ollie Smith at Glasgow Warriors. Kenny Brown at GlasgowWarriors.org. I've always liked the idea. It's not a product,
A service.
but yeah, kind of. It would be like I've not even pitched this idea to Murphy yet, but Murphy obviously cuts hair.
Yep.
I'd quite like to have a coffee shop that is also a hairdresser's at the same time.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than sitting in a hairdresser's and what is it to do? Listen to the radio or something that's on the TV.
Pretty
Get
sure
your
they
hair cut.
exist.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
That's why.
You just want to make your own one.
Yeah,
Ah, right.
off-brand. You know, I don't see one in Glasgow.
Okay. And
And the face of it would probably be
who's got good hair
who's
and
got good hair.
coffee? Rufus.
Who makes Sheba makes good coffee? Sean Kennedy,
Sean Kennedy.
good coffee. And the face of it, yeah, I'd probably say Rufus would be the face of it. He's got good hair.
So you're gonna stick Sheba away in the back room with
No,
the
no, no,
coffee
no,
machine?
no, no, no. The coffee would be.
Sheba's got a good haircut as well.
Sheba does have a good hair.
Okay.
He's a good looking guy. So Sheba can make the coffees. Bergie also good at the coffees. Simon Bergen.
Listeners in episode 1 will know why Murphy's just giving me a knowing look in the background there.
That's that brotherly bond you've got going on
That's
there.
it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your hot chocolate calling afterwards. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Rufus would be the front of it, and Murphy would cut the hair.
Murphy, you happy with this arrangement?
What's my wage?
minimum.
Okay. Any nice little bonuses going about?
Free coffee, free hot chocolate.
Yeah,
Because
there
I
we go.
listened to episode 1,
Hey.
Yeah, good.
and I know that Murphy drinks hot chocolate.
You also know that because I never order a coffee whenever we go out somewhere.
Murphy doesn't come out anyway.
So Rufus is your face of it. Did you think Rufus is happy with this?
No.
I don't know. Rufus has got a good, his wee modelling face he does.
He does. He's got a what do you call it?
It's
The
it's
The
like
Zoolander one, Blue Steel.
blue steel.
a blue steel, yeah.
Blue steel. He's got a blue steel going on.
If you catch a mirror around Roof, he gives the mirror a big
Oh,
blue
yeah.
steel, no matter what.
You obviously you can't see us right now, but
You can imagine
you
it.
can imagine the blue steel.
Squint
yeah.
eyes,
Squint eyes and like the
almost like
yeah.
pout a wee bit and like
Rufus has got it going
suck
on.
your like cheeks in. It's like
Yeah.
your cheeks on your face. That is. Um,
So the
Or
list,
suck your bum cheeks.
either or. That's Rufus's kind of look.
Yeah.
So he does have a good
Yeah. Get a nice blue
modelling
steel.
blue steel.
Yeah.
I've seen photos doing the blue with him doing the blue steel.
Oh yeah. If you watch the kit launch of Rufus and I, plug.
Macron.
He's doing it in that. So go watch it again.
Yeah, and buy more of our kit.
Buy more kit. Yeah.
is the away kit grown on you yet, Ollie?
Yeah. I love it.
I really like
There
the
we
away kit.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Glad it's not white,
Yeah. No doubt.
because then that hides all the lovely curves.
And on that note, we will bring episode 2 to a close right there, as these two have got to go off and jump into a team meeting on that, whatever that noise was from Ollie. Thanks again to Ollie for joining us.
Bye. It's been a pleasure
Yeah.
with my best friend and his older brother Craig.
Actually, I'm older than you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the bro pod or something.
It's an unusual situation
Awesome.
where we've been. Murphy, pleasure as always. We'll see
Yeah.
you next week.
Yeah, can't wait.
Fingers crossed.
Be much more fun.
Thank you again for listening to episode 2 of the Squadcast. We will see you next week and hopefully at our game against the Vodacom Bulls on Saturday, the 8th of October. Get your tickets. Come along. Cheer on the boys. He's been Ollie Smith. He's been Murphy Walker. I've been Craig Wright. This has been the Glasgow Warriors Squadcast.